I'll just stop.
I'll try to get more information, but just something be on the lookout for.
See an Amazon driver?
No, it's like a little Hyundai or something like that. I don't know.
We get a lot of those private ones now.
Right. Could be, but I don't think so.
Oh, really?
I've seen it multiple times.
Goodbye.
Okay. I'll get started. It's called the January 2026 police meeting to order. Roll call, Dick. Here. Miller. Here. Craig. I am here. Any public comments?
No.
Okay. Moving forward then, can I get a motion to approve the December 2025 minutes?
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
I support. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Let's move forward to the chief's report. Dan, what do you have?
Okay, so month of December, there was 14 reports. 3 of them took up quite a bit of time. One being a death investigation of a 64-year-old male that was found deceased in his basement within the city. And the other was a 29-year-old that hung himself in the garage. That was a suicide. And then we also had a CSC 4th degree of a 9-year-old female, which that report's been forwarded to the prosecutor's office. Due to the age of the suspect, it'll all be handled in probate/juvenile court. And since the suspect is from Muskegon, it will probably start in Shiawassee and be transferred over to Muskegon County. So that those 3 reports took a lot of the month up. One hoarding house was turned over to Adult Protective Services. We found out that house was a mess even after she had a dumpster there that allegedly removed 50 bags of trash. But there were still 3 inches of cat feces all over the place, so it's being monitored. 2014 patrol miles, 27 traffic stops, 14 traffic tickets issued. And the big winners are speed. And expired plates always come in second, so that's a given. The vehicle that was parked at the post office was finally towed and removed from there. So got to the point where it was finally inoperable. So, and that subject did not claim the vehicle after it was towed, so the record service is bringing that to the salvage company for whatever money they can get on that. Under additional information, I did meet with Mr. Shastel in regard to the school security protocol that they're required to follow. We also came up with different locations for the Family Assistance Center. If there was to be a problem at the schools, we had to move them a little further out because where the school had them would actually be within our work area, which was not going to work. So we had to move them further out of the area to a different location to have the families reunited if something ever transpired like that.
And where would that be, by the way? Outside the area, I don't understand.
So,
Town
like,
or church?
initially, the elementary school was gonna have it at the church right across the street.
Okay,
So that's too close for the inner perimeter. So we will have designated locations and we don't really give that out until there's an event. Where that's going to be. The schools know where it's gonna be located, and because we also then have to have police security at those locations.
and do we do the same with the high school?
Correct.
So we got somewhere in town, or is it, what, without getting specific?
They all, it would rotate to different locations.
Okay,
Yes, depending on what school it was.
gotcha.
So each school's administration knows where they would have to go. So, and a lot of that, unfortunately, depends on weather, on how soon we could get them there or transport them there. So if it's walking weather, it's a lot easier versus if we have to get bus drivers in and bus them to a location.
And is that something like we should know about as the police committee?
Probably not.
No, I'm just curious.
Well, I can tell you
do it
off,
for a living,
but I'm not gonna. tell
No, I know,
them.
I'm in the
Yeah.
public system. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, is that? Is
I can
it-
tell you where they're gonna be after we're
Okay,
not on the internet, but yeah.
got it.
Did shop with a hero, 10 students from the Laingsburg schools. Were allowed to go shopping. They were each given a $120 gift card. And that was courtesy of the Meyer and DeWitt. They actually did 30 students. So that was a pretty hefty chunk of change for Meyer to do. So that worked out well.
30 from Laingsburg, but you did
10 from Laingsburg, total of 30 students
okay. From different schools.
from different schools. So the other two schools were from the DeWitt area.
Gotcha.
Is that something that you do, or is it what Meyer does and you just assist? And
Yeah.
you take the kids, or I mean, how does that work?
Yeah, we take the kids, so, I go for the police department, our fire department goes there from Laingsburg. It's all headed by my brother for the DeWitt Township Fire Department,
Okay.
so he heads that up. So, and I just have to contact the schools to get the 10 students. So I get with the school counselors as to who would benefit from it. So then, they reach out to the parents. And then we send them a letter as to when and where, to be there for the shop with the hero. So, and it's pretty much done with, police, fire, and EMS that are there, that then takes the student to do shopping for himself and the brothers and sisters and parents. So we try to tell them to make a list before they get there so that it doesn't take too long, so
I imagine.
they make a list.
Yeah.
So, and unfortunately, you know, some of them, they only have experience of going to, you know, like the dollar store and just getting a few dollar stuff. So it's like, we had to have them think a little larger because they have $120 to spend. So, most of them got right up there, so,
Are they aware of that it's 120 before they go?
yes. So, yep.
Do we publicize it?
Um,
I mean, I
not
understand
a
what
whole-
the issues is.
yeah, not a
It'd
whole
be
lot.
nice too, that people could see what you're doing.
Yeah, we
But
haven't
I
really
understand the other side.
pushed it out there a whole lot. So, but the schools are aware of it, so, and we predominantly just do the elementary, middle, and the ECEC for students. So. But I think we've been doing that for the last 8-9 years.
Very cool.
So. Did attend a training with the MABUS, which is the mutual aid box alarm system. And that is relevant to if we have, again, an emergency, say. We have a large fire in the downtown buildings. Or a situation where we need numerous ambulances. We would contact MABUS, which is located out of Ann Arbor, we call it the Red Center. And then they have all agencies in Michigan who are a part of that, which Laingsburg Fire is a part of. Then we would be able to obtain additional resources from all the different counties basically in Michigan that are part of MABUS. Well, I'd say lower Michigan. So the UP is not gonna come down, but depending on where they have to go. So. Being part of MABUS is, say we needed a strike force of fire engines. We have a big fire, say downtown, they would then get 5 engines coming from a different county to come assist us. When we had a big fire over in Vernon, we were there, they got a hold of MABUS, so they had tankers coming out of Oakland County. Because again, there's no fire hydrants and we had already depleted the water out of the water system for Durand. So then he had to go further out to get water. So. That's part of the MABUS. Winterfest and parade, there was no issues. Again, just assisted an hour with the food bank. And all our officers have completed their required 2025 MCOLS training. So we're all set with that.
Okay. Anything else?
How often do the officers get to participate in these volunteer activities? Is it part of the program or is it just random? I mean, do you like incentivize it or say, let's go out and do the food bank or let's go do the kid shopping thing?
Usually I'm the one doing it because everybody else has other jobs. So it doesn't happen too often, unless, say, our reserve officers are available. So like on Winterfest, we may have a reserve officer that may assist, but typically I'm the one doing it just because I'm the one here usually.
And do you have any connection with the Great Lakes Burn Camp?
Great Lakes
Burn Camp.
Burn Camp.
It helps children from 5 to 17 that have been burned in house fires or abuse or whatever. Go up and get therapy and hang out with some other children in the same type of situations.
Mhm.
All right, I need some
Never heard of
information. It's,
Okay,
I mean, it's a great resource. It's all free.
Yeah.
It's 100% ran by firefighters.
okay.
But I was just doing some work with them and I was just thinking as you're telling me about some of the activities here in town, if we know of any of the
Yeah,
kids that need, like I say, it's supported.
right.
And the only other question I had was the suicide just totally random or was it an ongoing issue or?
He had had some mental health issues along with some PTSD. And it had been getting worse. They had a welfare check there earlier in the morning. He wouldn't answer the door. But he was still active. He was still sending text messages up until about 9:30. And then, that's when the parents contacted dispatch to have him check on him.
Thank you.
Liquor investigations, what were those about? Did you talk about those?
Those are ones that wanting a special service license. Two of them, again, was for the American Legion. When they have a special event, they have to have it approved by the police department. So like they're gonna have, they could have a euchre tournament or poker tournament. I think they're having one on the 14th for for Valentine's Day. So because it's a special club license, they have to get a special license so they can have alcohol upstairs.
Why is it an investigation?
Well, just that way, that's what it's covered under for license tracking for reports. So that way, copy of the report stays with the police department and that's what it's filed under.
Okay. There's not any like wrongdoing suspected. Which is what I read when I read investigation on this.
Yeah,
But
no,
it's
it's just to say,
checks
yes, they
and
got all
balances
the
for a
paperwork in order, they're able to do it on these dates. And there's
Okay.
no issues.
Good.
And the other one was for down at Gen West where they're doing a fundraiser for the wrestling team. They're gonna have a special event down there for, they'll have like beer and wine and stuff like that. So then she has to get a special permit to host it down there.
Hopefully not for the wrestlers.
Hopefully not.
All right, any other questions?
Yeah, so for Winterfest, I saw a few, but I had a lot of people talk to me after the fact of cars. They think they were parked in parking lots prior to the roads being closed, but they were somehow still getting to Main Street. I don't know how or what the best plan is to make sure they don't, but I think we need to look into that possibly for next year to try to get those cars pushed
Yeah.
away from.
And I heard that some of them may have come from the new parking lot and
Yep.
that they had turned right and when they should have turned left.
Correct.
So we'll have to get some signage and some barricades that
Yep.
to tell them to turn left, because I don't know that if they pulled out, if they knew that they weren't supposed to turn right, but
Yeah. I know the one that I saw did come from there, but I saw like 3 come from down below the hill, so I don't know how they got there coming up. That
Hmm.
was.
sometimes they.
That
Well,
is a
yeah, unless they
possibility.
came off from Roosevelt Road or from PDPs.
Yeah.
like employees on the side of like the Family Tree Cafe, isn't like side parking up there?
Yeah,
Could be.
Yeah, I mean, drive, but
yeah.
there's a few different options, different businesses and stuff that people could have been from.
Yeah, and I don't know what the status of the Family Tree Restaurant is, and
Yeah.
if they're closed much longer, they're gonna have to put their liquor license back into escrow. So we'll see what happens with that.
So with the speeding tickets, were many of them on West?
No, so that's kind of calmed down right now. Seems like when it's a little nicer weather that the speed starts to increase through there, but. Randy's got one that doesn't think that the speed limit applies to him, so. We'll camp out up there and see if we can't educate him with a ticket.
Yeah, I'll try to keep an eye on that.
Uh,
Have you seen a black sedan speeding through Oakdale, like at 60 some miles per hour?
No, I'm just glad it's not a blue truck.
Oh, I know there's truck.
When he said it was a Ford car, I'm like, oh, Scott's off, none of
I'm
it's.
pretty sure it's, yeah, it's not a GM product, you're out there.
No, just putt. Putt and take notes to irritate Dave.
I'll keep an eye on it. I'll keep an eye on it and let you know if I see it again and when. Okay. Anything further? Make a motion to close the meeting. Meeting closed.